Hi, it's Sandy Wyllie. Welcome to my mental health channel, 50 Shades of Black and White, where I wipe away the stigma of mental illness by talking about my own struggles as a patient for almost 20 years with borderline personality disorder. I talk about post-traumatic stress disorder, anxiety attacks, which I'm familiar with, schizophrenia. I go deep into narcissism and a plethora of other mental health issues. But I only come on as a former patient. I am not a licensed therapist. I do not hold a degree in psychology. I just really want to stress that. So I can only give you my personal, opinions, not professional. I only ask in return that you are kind to everyone, kind in the comments, to me, to other subscribers, and to yourself. I will not tolerate disrespect. If you like what you see, give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. It's growing every day, and it's all because of you guys. So, today I'm going to tell you why we think the way we do. Why do you think the way you do? Now, I'm not a psychologist, and I just observe, and I'm psychologically minded. I wrote a poem for this video. I used to be known as a bras and panties poet. Look up Sparkle. Look up Sparkle under Sandra Wyllie. Google Sandra Wyllie Sparkle, and you'll see me in my bra and panties reciting a poem. But I'm not going to be in bra and panties right now. I'm going to recite this poem because it has to do with everything about my video today. Here it goes. I just wrote it this morning. You think from where you are. If you're standing in a forest of trees, far as you can see, everything looks emerald green. If you're standing in a plain high above the ground, what you'll see drifting by are cotton balls of clouds. If you're a vampire, your days are charcoal black. You'll not know the warmth of the sun shining on your back. You think from all you know. A 2-year-old is the center of his world. He hasn't aged, but give him time, he'll grow. You think from how you're treated. If you've been beaten by the hand that feeds you, you'll wear scars like stars on a flag and see life as a drag. You think from where you live. A fish hasn't breathed the air or soared in a cornflower sky. He'll not know what it's like to have the wind whipping through his feathered wings like the eagle when he flies. He doesn't sing a melodic song like the oriole. All he sees is a sea for miles and miles. He swims and eats and mulls, or is swooped up by the sharp beak of the gulls. So that's the focus of today's video, you think. And if you listen to that poem that I just wrote, I am coming from a place of trauma, okay, because I was severely abused as a child. I have other videos about that. And then I was re-traumatized and sexually, physically, verbally, emotionally abused by the psychologist when I went for help. So, in essence, I never got the help I needed to get over my childhood trauma. I just added more, like dirty laundry. You keep throwing more dirty laundry onto the pile. And the psychologists, all they did was they kept throwing more of their dirty laundry onto my already huge pile. So it's amazing I never had a breakdown. I never been hospitalized. It really is amazing. But anyway, so I'm going to share with you a personal experience I had this past weekend, which shows why I thought the way I did compared to a healthy person who did not have mental illness. Now, I subscribe to many different YouTube channels I really enjoy just the average person, although I have subscribed to psychologists and psychiatrists too. But I do subscribe to ordinary people like myself who are monetized, and some are not monetized. It doesn't matter. But there's this one woman named Wendy, and she's just, an average woman. And she only has like 41 videos out there. And I really like her. She's really down to earth. She's a great gal, okay? And she hadn't posted in like 2 months. And I kept going, I keep checking every day. Well, why hasn't Wendy posted? I really look forward to her videos. She usually posts like a couple of times a month. I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 times, something like that. She doesn't post every day like me. She isn't obsessed like me. So I went on her last video, and people were asking, Wendy, where are you? We're worried about you. Is everything all right? See, a normal, healthy person who hadn't heard from someone would think, oh my gosh, maybe something's wrong. That's a normal, healthy response. Do you know what my response was? It was trauma-based. I went on and made a comment on her channel, and I said she abandoned her channel. Those were my exact words. She abandoned her channel because it had been over 2 months and she didn't post anything. So unlike the other people who were commenting and saying, are you okay? We miss you. I'm going on there from a trauma-based, I'm trauma-based. And I have severe abandonment issues because, of course, I have borderline personality disorder. And, one of the biggest things of borderline personality disorder is a deep-seated fear of abandonment. So, of course, when she didn't post for 2 months, my first thought is she just gave up on us, her subscribers, her fans. She abandoned her channel. She abandoned her subscribers. This is what I thought, coming from a trauma-based place, you see, having severe abandonment issues. And then another one of her subscribers really gave it to me and said, she works full-time, she has a life, she has ambitions. I can't believe, you could perceive it that way. So, after I read that, I go, I started thinking, yeah, maybe this woman is right. I was projecting my fear of abandonment onto her. See, I was projecting. And then, she did all of a sudden, bam, this morning, she posts and she explained why she'd gone 2 months without posting. Her mother had passed away, and her friend, a good friend of hers, had passed away, all in this very short time. And then I said, oh, shoot. So immediately I went on and apologized in the comments in front of everyone. I said, I'm terribly sorry for your losses, first of all, because of her mother and her friend. And I said, I'm so, so sorry that, I said that you abandoned your channel. I said, I come from a very traumatic background, and I have deep-seated abandonment issues, and I was only projecting that on you. And I was an idiot. I said that on her channel. I said, I am an idiot for doing that. I'm terribly sorry. And I promise I'll never do that again, because you really don't know what people are going through. All right? It's true. I jumped to the assumption. You ever see The Odd Couple? There was a court scene, right? And who wrote? I think Felix, the neat one, said, when you assume something, he circled the words, ASSUME, you make an ass out of you and me. That was a great episode. When you assume, how do you spell assume? ASSUME. You make an ASS, you make an ass out of you and me. And that's exactly what I did. I made an ass out of myself by assuming she just, why bother with them? Gave up on her channel, when in fact, she was going through, devastating loss She lost her mother. She lost her friend, like back to back. So I was thinking out of a trauma base, because I am borderline. I've been severely abandoned both in my childhood and through psychologists who severely abused me. You can watch the other videos to catch up on that, or read the books. And so I just projected that. I thought that's where I was coming from, see? So where all that other subscribers of hers who were healthy, who weren't trauma-based, obviously, and didn't have fear of abandonment, they were worried about her. Some even emailed her. They emailed her. I mean, it's easy to find someone's email address nowadays. I think she had her email on her description. I think I do too. I mean, it's a breeze to find someone's email today. We're all over social media. And people emailed her and said, hey, are you all right? We're really concerned about you. You see, because they weren't thinking, they weren't in the same place that I was. So that's why they had that kind of thinking, as opposed to my kind of thinking, because I'm in a trauma, place, that she had abandoned her channel. So I made good on it, which is, I think that if we all make mistakes, the first thing you should do is own it. I made a horrible mistake. Apologize sincerely. Not say, remember that video? Not say, I'm sorry you feel that way. You say, and she didn't show any reaction to that comment. She didn't. She even wrote me something very nice. Where is it? Do I have it here? Here it is. Yeah. I said, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry for saying that you abandoned your channel. I was an idiot. I was projecting my own shit because I missed you so much. No excuses. Next time I will never say anything, because you never know what someone is going through. I have severe abandonment issues. Again, so sorry. And this is her response. She says, "Aw, thank you, Sandra, and no apology needed. We all are unique individuals and deal with life in different ways. Hugs to you, dearest." Isn't that sweet how she responded? So the whole point of me wanting to share, this transaction between me, her, and her subscribers on her channel is to try to get you to see, why people respond the way they do, and why you go into yourself. I went into myself and I said, why did I respond like that? No one else on her channel, none of her other subscribers responded like that. They all said, we miss you so much. Are you all right? They were concerned. They responded with empathy and compassion and concern. And how did I respond? Like a child who felt abandoned. Oh, you just abandoned your YouTube channel. So that's the whole point of today's video, that I wanted to get you to see that, we really don't know what people are going through. Usually people are dealing with, so many things that we have no idea what they're dealing with. And usually people do things that have nothing to do with you. We always think, everything, especially if you have a trauma background, you always think that everyone, whatever someone says or does is because of you. And it usually has nothing to do with you, what they're saying or doing. It has to do with their own shit, their own baggage, their own troubles, right? But we always say, oh, it's because of me. Like, if you're at work or someone isn't speaking to you or something, like, oh, okay, if that's the way you want to be. But you don't know what happened. I've experienced these kind of things a number of times. One time I was at the park, right? It was right after my son was brutally beaten my son is severely handicapped. I did other videos on it. He got pneumococcal meningitis when he was 4, and he's severely brain damaged. He's an invalid. He can't even go to the bathroom by himself. And he was beaten by a staff person, a very big, large, much older person who was supposed to be taking care of him. He had a black eye and bruises all over him. It was pretty horrific. And that weekend I was walking in the park, and I was like in a daze. I mean, I almost killed myself drinking a whole bottle of vodka a week before. I don't know how, the time went. And I was in a daze, and this woman walked by with a dog. She must have said hello, because I didn't hear her. I'm in a daze. My son was just beaten. I want to take him. I'm fighting with my husband to bring him home. We were in a crisis. I wanted to have him live at home, even though he needs 24/7 care. I don't want to go into the whole thing. But anyway, the woman walked by with the dog. She must have said hello. I didn't hear her because my mind is in a brain fog, okay? And then she got really nasty at me. What's wrong with you? You can't even say hello? What's wrong with you? You don't like dogs? What do you got against dogs? I mean, the woman went off on me, okay? She went off on me because I didn't say hi back to her. I didn't even hear her. I'm looking at her like this. Like, I couldn't believe she was going off on me. I honestly didn't hear her. I didn't. I'm in a brain fog, okay? You don't know it. It had nothing to do with her. It had nothing to do with not liking dogs. I like dogs. It had nothing to do with the situation, right? But she must have been trauma-based or something to think that I walk by this woman in the park, her head's down like this. She's deep in thought, and I say hi. She doesn't say hi back. Oh, what do you got against me? You must have something against dogs, don't you? So you see, if something like that happens wherever, at work, or like this woman didn't post for 2 months, and someone, walks by you and doesn't say hello, you don't know what could be on their mind. Maybe they just got, the doctor told them they have cancer. You ever think of that? You don't know what's going on with someone, all right? Their mind might be 1,000 million miles away. They might have just got a cancer diagnosis, and they only have a month to live. You don't know. I don't know what people are going through. So we shouldn't jump to conclusions. We shouldn't think that person is being mean to me because they didn't say hi, okay? She didn't know what I was going through. I didn't even hear her. I was in a brain fog, So this is another point I'm trying to, I'm trying to, I want to share the lesson that I learned through this experience. And the lesson is, don't take anything personal. You don't know what that other person is going through. It's usually all about them. It has nothing personally to do with you. Okay. So if the person at work isn't smiling, they don't wave at you, don't say, what's wrong with them? They don't like me anymore? What did I do to them? Just think, like all that woman's subscribers. Oh my gosh, is she all right? She looks like she's in another world today. She didn't even say hi to me when I passed by. Oh my God, are you all right? Is something going on? Think compassionately. Think kindly. Don't put everything on you. That goes for me. This is a lesson I learned. This is a great lesson I learned today. I'm never going to think like that again, okay? I'm not going to ever comment like that again. That was really, I was being an idiot, I owned it. I apologized for it, and I learned from something, and I learned a lesson from it. And I wanted to share that lesson with you.